So I talk a lot about needing money, because it's expensive to hire comms people, not just before your election to get your profile election ready. And then, of course, during the election, that's really expensive. And then whether you win or lose, you're going to want, some kind of support to figure out what to do afterwards, right? Because now you've got all this name recognition, you might as well leverage it and do something with it if you don't win. And if you win, to keep yourself in office, right? All of this stuff costs money. But there's another hidden cost with elections or in life and politics that you need to be prepared for. And that is that during election period, during writ, and preferably even a month before, you are asked to step away from whatever job you have. So if you own your own business, you need to be able to temporarily walk away from it. If you work at a regular job, you have to walk away from it. And the reason that is because you still you've got to do all your campaign functions. So remember in the last class where we talked about, you needing to have a fitness level because you've got to walk 15 kilometers a day. When are you supposed to do that? Like, how long it costs? Because remember, you're not just a straight walk, right? You're knocking on doors. You're talking to people in between. So do you know how long it takes to walk on 15 kilometers worth of doors? It takes all day. You're starting at 10 in the morning. Like, as long as there is sunlight, you're out there. We ask that you don't knock on doors after dark because it creeps people out, right? So if there is sunlight, you're knocking on doors. So you're starting, probably not before 9 or 10 because you don't want to be that asshole. So let's say 10 o'clock to be safe. But when you're in the summertime, right, it doesn't get dark until 9 o'clock. So you're knocking on doors every second it's light out. And like I said, even on days that it's raining, you're doing apartment buildings. So there's no reprieve. Right? So as long as there's daylight, you're out knocking on doors. And then when you're not knocking on doors, you've got to do debate prep. You've got to read all the policy stuff that comes down. You've got to know the platform inside and out. There's so much to do. And then also in between times is when you're, meeting, let's say, developers or business owners or the heads of unions or whatever that may want to talk to you. What else do you talk? You're doing the special events you're invited to, the fundraisers, the whatever. So there's always stuff, So when you're awake, you're campaigning. There's really no time for a job. And there's no time to run a business either. If you own a business especially, you know how all-consuming your business is. Are you able to walk away for 4 months? Do you have a kid that you can train? Do you have something, what's your legacy plan? And then there's the other thing. So what happens when you get elected? What happens if you do a really good job, you get elected, then what's going to happen to your business? So don't wait till you're elected and then catch yourself scrambling, right? You have to make sure that the business is good to go before you even go to get elected. You have to have that legacy plan. So if you have to resign from your job because they won't give you a leave of absence, are you willing to do that? And can you survive on that? Because then you've got to worry about, okay, if I don't get elected and they're not going to hire me back, how long is it going to take me to get another job, right? So you need to have the funds set aside to handle all of that. So that's just a little snippet. This is the shortest class, I think, in our series. A little snippet that many people don't know going in. So when I'm telling you to earn money and squirrel it away, because you need, 125 for a really good federal campaign, at least 85 for a provincial campaign, plus all the money you need to get campaign ready before that even starts, plus the fact that you won't be earning an income in the time that you're actually campaigning. That's a very important part of your planning of your budgeting, or the fact that you may have to step away from your business if you own one. So keep that in mind as you move forward.